What's up, y'all? This DSA1 UGA fan ranting opinions, dropping a video with y'all. Well, not with y'all, before y'all, but anyway, I just got through watching 2 games, and both of them was decently exciting or well played with a lot of turnovers, penalties, surprise things going on. The Louisiana Tech and the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers was a crazy game. And then just got done watching the Tennessee and that's crazy. I literally just seen this game. Tennessee and the Fighting Illini game. I called the game too soon for Tennessee. I was saying that they was gonna end up scoring, coming back and winning the game. I completely forgot about how much time was left on that clock. I think it was like 2 minutes left when they ran the kickoff return back in the fourth quarter. Illinois came down the field, ran off the last few seconds on the clock, kicked the field goal, won the game by 3. I don't like Tennessee, but when it comes to the bowl games, like I said in previous videos, I pull for the SEC. Some of y'all will sit up here and be like, nah, I don't pull for no other team but my team when it comes to bowl games, regardless of the conference. And some of us, we pull for whatever team when it comes to the bowl season because your team normally, or I'm not going to say normally, but sometimes don't have to play a team from the same conference. But with this playoff series, there have been, I want to say, at least 4 rematches. Either that has happened or are going to happen. And I was hoping Tennessee pulled the game off to show that the SEC still has some dominance when it comes to these bowl games. And people sometimes trip me out with how they respond to that being a statement that other people say. Some people, like I said earlier, don't really care for other teams in the conference, even in the bowl season. Like, I don't care if they win or lose or whatever, as long as my team win, we're fine. But then when it comes down to that, and the reporters and other fan bases are talking about how any conference, mainly I'm speaking on the SEC because my team that I cheer for or root for or like is in the SEC. Oh, the SEC is trash. Look at what y'all did in the bowl season. Them same people that said that shouldn't even comment to an extent of the SEC ain't weak. You said you only pull for your team and screw everybody else. That's what you said. So don't act stupid or be trying to defend the SEC when you don't care about the SEC and only about your team. Something was brought to my attention today by somebody who supports the channel, at least by liking, subscribing, and trying to send out information. I really do appreciate it. 225 girl, she was commenting on my earlier video that I put out, I want to say like a week or so ago, and it was when I was talking about Notre Dame, Texas, and I want to say the playoff or something else along those lines. But anyway, I think the running back for Notre Dame name is Jeremiah Love. When he heard that other ADs from other teams and conferences were saying they're basically protesting or not want to protest or freeze out Notre Dame, because if they get basically a pass saying that if we get ranked in the top 12, we automatically get in. Why the hell do y'all need to be automatically in? Y'all swear y'all got the toughest schedule, but y'all schedule been looking janky for a minute now. And the only time y'all schedule don't look janky is when the teams that you normally play actually are good. So it's like Notre Dame isn't special. You're only special to NBC. And you talking about, oh, they scared to play us because we're Notre Dame. Nobody's scared to play Notre Dame. Y'all go to the y'all play two tough teams out of the three. I think y'all played three tough teams out of the Big Ten and lost to two of them and beat one. You really didn't play nobody hard out of the ACC except for Miami, and they beat you. And then you played Texas A&M, and y'all, I guess y'all thought that was sweet, and you lost to them. Those were y'all two losses this year. Like I can't even say out of conference because you're not even in a conference. So those were y'all two losses, and you're complaining and crying that folks don't want, not even complaining and crying. You trying to make this situation seem like it's not as big as what it is by saying folks are scared to play y'all. No, y'all pick who y'all want to play. Y'all scared to play everybody else. That's lame to me. That's lame. I bet you a lot of fans think that, except for the Notre Dame fans. Oh yeah, people are scared to play us. Y'all didn't say that when Georgia came up to y'all stadium and took it over. Who's scared then? And that was before Jeremiah Love played, so that really don't even count. Then y'all came to Georgia. Y'all didn't run shit and got beat again. Then y'all played Georgia last year and y'all beat us. Okay, fine, you got that. We was looking like trash anyway. But we also played a decent game and gave y'all a fight, and y'all still went to the championship and lost to a Big Ten team. Who is scared of Notre Dame? When was the last time Notre Dame won a championship? Because Uncle Lou would say Rudy when Rudy when Rudy was doing it. That's the last time y'all won a championship. Y'all done played Alabama in the national championship, got beat. Y'all played I want to say, who was it? Either Michigan or Ohio State for national championship, got beat. Who is scared of y'all? I'm not even glad that USC said, nah, we ain't gonna play y'all. I don't like them either, so it don't even matter which one of y'all win out of that game. I don't care for either one of y'all. But it's crazy that you got the audacity to talk like people are scared of Notre Dame when Notre Dame cherry picked their schedule. You got your regulars that you play, Boston College, USC, and I forgot who the other one was. Then you might play a Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. Then you'll probably play somebody out of the ACC like a Wake Forest, North Carolina State. Notre Dame stay away from the dangerous teams. I put it like this: if Notre Dame, and I said this in a previous video, if Notre Dame played harder teams throughout their schedule, then I can understand Jeremiah Love saying that. Like, oh, we done played the Ohio States, the Ohio State, the Michigans, the Georgia, Alabamas. Hell, when was the last time they even played Kentucky? The Texas, Oklahoma. Like, y'all playing teams like that. If you got a 12-game schedule and 6 of your teams that you're playing are some of the toughest teams to play, I wouldn't even say that. I would actually give props to Notre Dame for doing that. But nah, y'all cherry pick y'all schedule. Y'all schedule easy as hell. And y'all really don't be doing shit. And I think I messed up when I said, yeah, I did mess up because they only lost 2 games this year. But 3 of the teams that they played, I think they actually beat, you know what, bump that. I ain't even gonna worry about who they beat. I just know that they lost them 2 games. And I'm gonna come back to Notre Dame. The other thing that's starting to not even get on my nerves, but it's just striking a point where people keep talking about expand the playoffs. You can't say expand the playoff and then in the same breath turn around and say everybody not gonna get pleased. The playoff does not need to be expanded. Even Cam Newton was saying that on 4th and 1. He was like, yeah, you should do it like the G5. That's like 24 teams, and it's set up like a from the way they were describing it, like March Madness. But you got to get rid of the conference championships. If you was to do that, that feeds right into what Notre Dame is trying to do. They don't need a conference championship to get in. If you win your conference championship, that's a well-deserved break that you should get in a 12-team playoff. Even if you went to 16, okay, between 12 and 16, that's as far as it should go. It shouldn't go no further than that, because then you're still going to turn around and complain about other teams not getting in because of X, Y, and Z situation. ACC had a 5-team tie. Not saying that's rare. It has happened before. Maybe not to this extent, but it has happened where teams have had, or conferences have had teams that had multiple tying records, and you had to go to second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever round to decide who's the tiebreaker. Notre Dame would never be in that because they are not in a conference. The majority of Notre Dame teams are in the ACC. Just go ahead and go to the ACC. But since you're in Indiana, why don't you just, either way it go, Big Ten or ACC, whichever one works for you. Leave all your other teams, all your other sports in the ACC. Football goes to the Big Ten. That way it'll help y'all out. But you know, if you go to the Big Ten, you're not winning that. You're not going to win that. You're not going to be the Big Ten champion. You'll probably be in contention for it, but you're not going to be a regular occurrence. Like folks look at Ohio State and Michigan to be the regular occurrences in the Big Ten. Y'all are like maybe 1 or 2 teams below them. And that's on a rotating year. Because I seriously doubt a lot of people seeing Indiana coming out of nowhere and going on the run that they went on. And again, they're 13-0. Y'all didn't play them. And you didn't lose to them. You lost to an ACC and an SEC team. Now just imagine if you would have had Indiana, Miami, and Texas A&M on y'all schedule. Y'all probably would have lost all 3 of them games. Y'all would have been 9-3. And then half y'all team would have quit. Just like whoever advised the football team to not go to the non-college football bowl game. Okay, y'all still should have went and got some more money. Y'all all about money anyway. You go to a bowl game, you're going to get paid for it. On top of the NBC money. I think I think the college football playoffs, if it's going to be extended or added on, it's 12, add 4 more games to it. And the playoff series starts the weekend that the Army-Navy game is. Let the Army-Navy game go first, and then everybody else play under that, just to give them their time and kind of sort of show respect to them. Get them their time, and then everything else fall after that. And for me this year, some of these bowl games from smaller schools have been very interesting. They're not, some of them, I'll put it like this, the one that I've caught, the ones that I have caught have not been boring. They've been pretty exciting. The game that's on right now is USC and TCU. I expect USC to win that game, but then again, the way it's looking right now, TCU might do something to them. And another thing I wanted to put out here was my bold prediction for what I would like to see happen with the next round of the playoff games. Either way it go between between Miami and Ohio State, I kind of want to see Miami just so I can talk shit to some friends. But I would kind of want to see Miami to see how Carson Beck would respond to playing against Georgia. Because he was at Georgia for some years, and then he left, and then Gunner took over. And some of these people are saying that Miami has a really good defense. But I wonder how they would shake out against Georgia. I mean, they put up a fight. Who did they play that was in the SEC? I don't think they played nobody in the SEC this year. But if that was the case, I would like to see Miami play Georgia. Not saying I don't want Georgia to play Ohio State. Ohio State hasn't beaten Georgia. They came close in 23. They came real close in 23. But right at the stroke of midnight, they missed the field goal. Georgia went on to win the national championship. Cool. Hopefully this year, Georgia beats Ole Miss, because I don't expect Ole Miss to come out and play scared. I just don't want Georgia to come out and look flat, kind of like Tennessee did in the game that they had, and it goes down to the wire. Even though that was a good game, I would like to see Georgia beat Ole Miss, and I really would have hoped Tennessee beat Illinois. So with the Oregon-Texas Tech game, I think that's going to be a shootout. And that's another game I would kind of like to see Dan Lanning go against Kirby Smart. I would kind of like to see that too. But that would be for the championship, though. So then it comes down to Alabama and Indiana. Like Uncle Lou said, it got what do you say? Bama derangement syndrome, BDS. I understand how Uncle Lou feel, because I feel like that too. Until Georgia shows me otherwise against Alabama, I still think Alabama is that monkey that's on Georgia's back, that they haven't fully proven it that they can actually run with Alabama. Well, Georgia beat Alabama in the SEC championship. Yeah, we have this year, and we beat them for a national championship. We turned around and lost to them at home, which ended the 33-game win streak, which now has to start all the way over from that point, which will take probably 4 years to get back to that. And then we got to play Alabama again next year in Alabama. So that's already going to be a problem next year. So for Georgia, if it was to go the way that I would like it to go, it'll be Oregon, Alabama, Georgia, and Miami. Oregon beats Alabama, Georgia beats Miami. Georgia is playing Oregon for a national championship, which would be nice. Cause I ain't gonna say I know, but I figure if Dan Lanning makes it to the championship, he gonna feel like he got to get that get back from when he left Georgia, and the following year had to play Georgia. And Georgia, you know what I'm saying? They put BTA, they did them bad. But if in 5 to 6 years, Kirby feeling like Nick Saban, like bumping, I'm ready to get out, I would like Dan Lanning to come back to Georgia and keep it going. Because that's the only coach that I like that was at Georgia as far as defensively, that helped Georgia win, I think, the first national championship before he left with Todd Monken as the offensive coordinator. That was, and then the squad that they had at the time with Stetson and everybody else. I mean, I don't see Dan Lanning being a bad recruiter, which would help Georgia out quite a bit. So that whole situation that I would like to see happen would be nice, and Georgia just, I ain't gonna say destroy everybody, but beats everybody, and then gets to the national championship and win. Because the one thing that would irk me is if Georgia played Alabama again for a national championship. But if Georgia gets back some of their injured players by the time they play Alabama, because Alabama getting back some of their injured players too, and in this game, hopefully nobody that's playing gets injured, but that's just a part of the game, that nobody gets seriously injured, that it might turn out it's Georgia, Ohio State, Indiana, and Texas Tech. That would be a crazy setup too. Because Texas Tech versus Indiana, those two teams to me seem like they like to throw the ball a lot. And Ohio State is kind of built like an SEC team. So it'll be like two air raid teams and two ground and pound teams playing each other until it's either one air raid team and one ground and pound team for the national championship. That's basically what it's looking like to me if it was a shakeout like that. But other than that, that's my little rant for right now. DSA1, y'all like, share, subscribe, share it with your folks. Put me on to some new listeners if y'all don't mind, and holla at your boy. I'm out.